Is Mike McDaniel already coaching his final games in Miami? The Miami Dolphins entered this season with lofty expectations, but just 3 weeks in, doubts are already swirling around whether Mike McDaniel will survive as head coach. His innovative play designs and player-friendly approach once drew widespread praise, but a string of lopsided defeats has left the organization and fan base questioning his ability to deliver when it matters most. A crushing 33-8 blowout against the Indianapolis Colts set the tone for a rocky start, followed by another disappointing loss to division rival New England. Most recently, a competitive but decisive defeat to the Buffalo Bills only amplified the scrutiny. With playoff ambitions hanging in the balance, whispers are growing louder that Miami could be preparing for a major coaching shakeup. NFL insiders now suggest that the Dolphins may already have a contingency plan in place, one that could involve luring a proven championship-caliber head coach to South Florida. If true, it would mark a bold statement of intent from owner Stephen Ross, who's never shied away from pursuing big names in his quest to bring a Lombardi trophy to Miami. Miami's backup plan, a superstar coach waiting in the wings. Behind the scenes, league chatter points to the Dolphins having a succession strategy should McDaniel's tenure come to an abrupt end. NFL insider Andrew Filipponi sparked speculation by raising the possibility of Miami targeting none other than Mike Tomlin, the Super Bowl-winning coach who has defined consistency with the Pittsburgh Steelers for nearly 2 decades. Something to consider: the Dolphins going after Mike Tomlin when Mike McDaniel is fired as Miami coach. Filipponi posted on social media, immediately igniting a firestorm of conversation among fans and analysts. The idea of Tomlin bringing his championship pedigree to Miami has already started excitement about what such a move could mean for a franchise desperate to turn promise into sustained results. The speculation didn't stop there. Filipponi further noted, Dolphins owner Stephen Ross has tried hiring Tom Brady and Jim Harbaugh. He likes big names. Food for thought. That single remark underlined what many already know. Ross has a history of pursuing marquee figures, and Tomlin, with his resume, would fit the mold perfectly. Tomlin is widely regarded as one of the NFL's most respected leaders. Since taking over in Pittsburgh in 2007, he's never recorded a losing season, an achievement unmatched in today's game. His tenure includes a Super Bowl XL43 championship in 2009, multiple deep playoff runs, and 2 AFC championship appearances. Beyond his winning record, Tomlin's reputation as a culture setter and motivator makes him the type of coach who could stabilize and elevate Miami's talented but inconsistent roster. For a team that has long struggled to find stability at head coach, Tomlin represents both credibility and longevity. His ability to adapt, command respect in the locker room, and manage high-pressure moments would instantly change the perception of the Dolphins as a perennial underachiever. The Dolphins' rocky start has only intensified the conversation. Entering Week 4, Miami sits at 0-3, with their most recent setback, a 31-21 loss to the Buffalo Bills, further exposing their inability to execute in key moments. Even in moments of incremental improvement against the Patriots and Bills, the Dolphins have struggled to sustain momentum. Now, as they prepare to face the New York Giants at Hard Rock Stadium, the pressure mounts not only to secure a win, but to restore belief that McDaniel can steer the season back on track. For the Dolphins, the next few weeks could determine whether McDaniel holds on to his job or if Miami begins seriously courting a heavyweight like Mike Tomlin. The question now is simple. Will Ross stay patient, or will he once again swing for a blockbuster move to reshape the future of the franchise? Let's check out other rumors from the last few hours. The quarterback situation may carry even greater weight for Miami's direction. The Dolphins face another looming decision, the future of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Entering his 6th season as the starter, Tua has provided flashes of brilliance but has not consistently elevated the franchise beyond mediocrity. The missed postseason in 2024, paired with growing locker room frustration, has raised doubts about whether he remains the right long-term answer. Health has always been a central part of the discussion. Tagovailoa's history of concussions continues to influence evaluations, creating hesitation about his durability in a physically demanding league.
Financial considerations add another layer. His current contract makes an immediate separation nearly impossible, with a more realistic outcome coming only in 2027. Until then, the Dolphins are locked into a difficult balance between fiscal responsibility and competitive urgency. Against that backdrop, analysts are already projecting possible replacements. James Fregosa of Pro Football and Sports Network envisions Miami selecting South Carolina quarterback Lenoris Sellers in the number 10 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. His reasoning is clear. Sellers combines rare physical tools with upside that excites scouts across the league. At 6'3" and 242 pounds, Sellers possesses a cannon arm capable of 70-yard throws and the mobility to extend plays or attack defenses on the ground. His dual-threat ability has drawn comparisons to modern quarterbacks who redefine offensive possibilities. In 2024, his first full year as a starter, Sellers completed 66.6% of his passes for 2,534 yards and 18 touchdowns, while also rushing for 674 yards and scoring 7 times with his legs. That resume speaks to potential, but it also highlights his rawness. Sellers still requires refinement in anticipation and field vision, and scouts caution that he will need development time before reaching his ceiling. Yet, as Fregosa points out, his skill set is almost the polar opposite of Tagovailoa's, which could make him particularly appealing to a franchise seeking a new direction. The Dolphins' recent trajectory underscores the urgency of that decision. After reaching the playoffs in 2022 and 2023, Miami regressed in 2024, missing the postseason altogether. Early in the 2025 season, a players-only meeting was called after a lopsided loss, reflecting simmering frustration. Should the struggles continue, the fallout could extend beyond the quarterback position, potentially threatening Mike McDaniel's job security. Contract logistics complicate any transition. Tagovailoa's deal includes significant dead money through 2026, with the earliest realistic exit option arriving in 2027. By then, a post-June 1st move would leave behind $13.4 million in dead cap, but generate about $40 million in savings. That timeline aligns with Sellers' developmental curve, suggesting a scenario in which Miami drafts the South Carolina standout in 2026, keeps Tagovailoa for another season, and then hands over the reins in 2027. Of course, Sellers could alter that timeline himself. If he delivers another strong campaign in 2025, he could rise into the early first-round conversation. Conversely, given his limited starting experience, he may elect to remain in college another year. Either way, the Dolphins will continue evaluating life after Tua, and the decisions they make over the next 2 years will shape the franchise's trajectory for the rest of the decade.
Another unexpected name has quietly entered the conversation. As the quarterback conversation continues, another name has quietly surfaced in speculation about Miami's future: Derek Carr. His retirement earlier this offseason initially appeared definitive, prompted by a shoulder injury that would have sidelined him for the entire 2025 campaign. Yet, whispers persist that Carr is reconsidering, and if he were to return in 2026, the Dolphins could be an ideal landing spot. Miami's situation lends credibility to the rumor. After the Week 1 loss to Indianapolis, where Tagovailoa threw 2 interceptions and suffered a strip sack, the pressure on both the quarterback and head coach intensified. Mike McDaniel's job security is no longer guaranteed, and if the team opts for a reset, new leadership could explore veteran quarterback options. One name linked to a possible coaching change is John Gruden. Should Gruden take over, his connection to Carr becomes highly relevant. Their history with the Las Vegas Raiders established a foundation of trust, and Carr has already proven he can operate effectively within Gruden's system. That familiarity could make him the bridge quarterback Miami needs during a transitional phase. For Carr, the appeal will be clear. Miami offers a roster with explosive weapons in Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane, playmakers capable of maximizing his strengths. Pairing that with a coach he knows and trusts could create the perfect environment for a comeback. Carr's career resume underscores the value he could bring. Drafted in 2014 by the Oakland Raiders, he spent nearly a decade as the face of the franchise, setting team records for passing yards, touchdowns, and completions. He earned 4 Pro Bowl selections and in 2021 surpassed 4,800 passing yards in a season. Known for consistency and professionalism, Carr provided rare stability at a position often defined by volatility. After joining the Saints in 2023, injuries began to take their toll. Persistent shoulder issues clouded his outlook, ultimately leading him to retire in May 2025 rather than undergo major surgery. His decision to walk away while leaving nearly $30 million in guaranteed money on the table was widely praised as an act of integrity, a reflection of the respect he held for the game.
Beyond statistics, Carr's reputation as a leader and mentor is perhaps his strongest asset. Coaches consistently praise his preparation, poise, and ability to elevate teammates. In a Dolphins locker room that may soon feature young quarterbacks, those intangibles could prove invaluable. His community work and off-field presence further solidify his standing as the kind of veteran who bridges gaps between players, staff, and fans. If Carr does reverse course, the combination of roster talent, potential coaching changes, and a franchise searching for stability could align perfectly. While far from a certainty, his name remains in circulation as Miami weighs all possible paths forward at the game's most important position.